Today we speak about self-esteem, which is very important, not necessarily to believe in ourselves from the ego point of view, but to believe in our own ideas. Because if you don't have faith in yourself, you close down your channels of inspirations, and then you just enter a vicious circle from which the spiritual warrior has to go out. So self-esteem doesn't mean only believing in yourself, believing in yourself being clever, but being inspired. It means I have esteem, I have faith in all the ideas that populate my cosmos, and ideas are spirits, from which the daimon from the Greek word is the main one, the main guide spirit that has been placed next to us. But today there is an epidemic movement coming from the system, coming from other people that are stuck in their own ignorance, which means that they ignore their own capabilities. They ignore that there are other ways. And so you just become convinced that you are not worth enough. And this idea just self-generates and it finds fertile ground. And so people remain in a state of limitation. And in this way, fear can generate and people can be ruled. And these are, of course, the silent ways of controlling our mind and controlling people in general. So today we are going to use a mudra, which is the Abhaya Hridaya mudra, which is done placing our two hands in this way and then interlacing our fingers. The only way to interlace it would be the simple one, which is this way. And then connecting our fingers so that they can touch each other. And this is a mudra that allows us to connect with our heart, to overcome your fears, to believe in your inner power. It reduces obsessive thoughts and it gives a sense of calmness and strength. It's not the easiest one to do, but just by interlacing your fingers and then connecting the thumb with your little fingers, at least, which would be the easiest way. It's still doable. It's a mudra that inspires the movement of going up and down, so downhill and uphill. And this is movement of going up and down like a flame. So when we create this mudra, when we practice this mudra, we create space in ourselves. So just like as if our spine is going up and down, and just we feel that we are taller from a physical point of view. And we start understanding that our space of work, our space of being doesn't finish with the crown chakra or with the base chakra or with the chakra situated at the sole of our feet, according to, of course, if we speak about the main seven and all the others that populate our body. But we go in our subconscious world, and also our overmind, our overconscious world. In this way, we give our psyche a signal that we don't end where our head is situated or where our feet are situated. But in this movement of expansion, we are creating space. And when I create space for my body, I also create space for my mind. Because it means, okay, so I can behave, I can do things with my body that before I was thinking they were not possible. And the same things apply to mind, to your ideas. And the moment you convince your psyche that you can go over what you think you are, your own limitations, then your psyche simply follows what you are saying that for you is true, because the truth is a concept that is subjective. So there is not a universal truth. It depends on the eyes of the observer. So when normally when you're talking about self-esteem, let's say, the psychology nowadays would try to convince you that means having faith in your own ego, which is limited, having faith in your own mind, having faith in your being human, which means that then you are limited to be in your own cage, in your own prison of the mind, in the prison of the system, from which you are also told that if you go out, it's scary, that if you go out, it's dangerous. So you keep remaining, when I say you, of course, I mean the people that decide, and which means all of us in lots of situations, and for all the people that constantly believe in this way of thinking. So they are said that outside this cage, there are things that you can't control. So they keep you in this sort of fear, instead of being in this process of having faith in the flow, and not in your mind. Having faith in the process, and feeling that you can go over what your mind think you are capable of. When you think, I've studied only this and that, so I can't even pretend of thinking that I can get an award or come out with an exciting, amazing idea and create something that doesn't exist. I'll just remain in whatever I've been taught that I'm supposed to become, or that I think I am becoming, and that's okay, and that's fine, and I like remaining in this prison. Then, of course, when you come out of the prison, things are not easy. You don't find happiness straight away. You find fighting emotions, fighting thoughts, and sound yourself, because you have to face your own shadows. So the journey is not easy when you come out of the phase, but that's the only way to reach your own freedom, to reach a space where if you don't manage to do something, it's your own choice. It's not the choice of others. And you keep having faith in your emotions, keep having faith in what your spirits are presenting to you, because this is the only way for you to evolve, to have an evolutionary step for your soul, to grow, and to go through things that otherwise they would be simply hidden by the veil of Maya, by the veil of illusion. And then when you have to face them, because life puts you at some point in front of some things that you need to face eventually, then you are not ready. While instead, if you prepare step by step, and you just learn yourself to trust each image that comes into your life, each happening that comes into your life, and you have faith in the whole process, it's easier to go through one single event instead of facing all of them all together, and then simply realize that you don't have the strength, you don't have the energy to go through such a big change all of a sudden, because you haven't prepared yourself.